What's going on, guys? We are back with another video. Before I get into the video, what I will say is you guys have been leaving some incredible comments on the last couple of videos, some great positive energy. You guys saying that you are valuing the content, you're looking forward to it, and all that good stuff. And I appreciate that. So definitely still continue to drop comments because I do read them. And that is the reason why I continue to make the content, because you guys do appreciate the videos and you guys show that through the comments. So definitely continue to leave the comments down below. Okay. As always, guys, what we're going to do is the aim is to get you guys understanding what the markets is trying to tell you ahead of next week. Because one part of the battle is understanding the story the market is trying to tell you. And that's where 90% of people go wrong. 90% of people just don't understand what the story is. They don't understand what the market is trying to tell them. Because the market is trying to always tell you something. And if you're able to get a good gauge on what the market is telling you, you're able to take advantage of it. And if you take advantage of it, you can start earning great amounts of money from the market. And that's the goal. The goal is that you guys are able to build an income from the markets. The goal is that you guys able to build a business out of it, consistent incomes for the rest of your lives. And once you're able to do that, what you've done is you've unlocked a massive opportunity that the markets do give you. And as someone who does generate a lot of money from the markets, I'm telling you it's an incredible thing. You want to put yourself in that position. And the way you put yourself in that position is, again, it all stems back to what I was saying earlier, and that is having a good understanding of what the market is trying to tell you. Because the market is always trying to tell you something. It's just if you can get a gauge on that or not. Okay. So we're going to go through a couple of names in these markets. I'm going to show you guys a few opportunities ahead of next week that you guys can go ahead and take advantage of. Now, what I want to do is just load up to start off with the overall market. So just the NASDAQ. It's always a good place to start. Okay. Now, if you guys remember, the last thing I told you was the markets aren't going to move anywhere. So I did a video on Monday. I said the markets aren't going to go anywhere. So you're probably better off just leaving the markets this week alone. Now, if you actually look, where did the markets close? Around 20,326. When I said that to you, it's around Monday, Tuesday. It was basically the same price. So essentially the markets haven't moved for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 days, 13 days. I did tell you that. Early in the week, I did tell you the markets aren't going to go anywhere. And I told you exactly the reason why. It's because the markets are getting prepared for a much bigger move once these companies start releasing their earnings, start releasing their numbers. And the reason why I knew that is because I've been in the markets for almost 10 years. And when you've been in the markets for almost 10 years or been doing the same thing for quite some time, like multiple years, what you start to see is the same thing recurring over and over and over again, the same type of pattern. So this lead up into a significant earnings event where markets don't go anywhere is something that I've seen many years and many times take place. That's what I was trying to give you guys, that guidance that, look, you are better off just pausing, not doing anything. There is going to be a greater opportunity coming. Okay. Lo and behold, the markets have closed and the markets didn't go anywhere during the week. That's why I always say to you guys, you want that real-time information. You want to get access to as much information as possible to give you as much guidance as possible. Okay. That's why I have the guys over the Patreon who have those real-time alerts from me. The guys over the Patreon, they get that real-time information pretty much on a daily basis so that they are in the best possible positions. Okay. As a matter of fact, let me show you guys. The reason why we are doing this is to make the big bucks on the markets. Okay. The reason why we're doing this is so that we can generate as much income from the markets as possible. What you're seeing here is a trade that we closed out of on the Patreon this week. Okay, so big trade as always, and that's exactly what we do week in, week out. That is why it's important for you guys to ensure that you are always in the best possible opportunities that are out there. Because if you're utilizing the options market, which is what we do, on that note, none of you guys should be trading stocks. If you're trading stocks, you need a reality check. The way you make the biggest amount of money from the market is through the options market. Because the options market allows you to multiply your returns many, many times over. If a stock price is going to move 1 or 2%, well, the equivalent in the options market is going to be 50, 75, 100%. Much, much bigger returns exist over there. So that's how we're able to generate 100% on this trade. Okay. So if you guys aren't already, make sure you are in the Patreon and make sure you guys are taking advantage of the options market. It is incredible. Unbelievable. All right. I want more and more of you guys to be taking advantage of it. Okay. Don't look at the market as just like it's stocks. No, there are different ways to attack the beast. There are different ways to slay the dragon. And the best way is through the options market. Okay. The options market is churning out thousands and thousands in profit. And you guys all own a slice of that, right? You guys all own a slice of that. All of you guys have the ability to generate fantastic returns from the options market. There's no doubt about that. So back to what I was saying. Markets haven't moved anywhere. There's a much bigger intended move taking place next week because of the earnings. Now, what the markets have done is it's created a very nice range. Okay, we've got a upper level and a lower level. Okay, now we're going to get a little bit technical. So some of you guys might fall asleep. We got this upper level and this lower level. Now, the reality is the markets are set for a good move into the end of the year. Okay, we should see a good close into the end of the year. Historically, when we have had 3 quarters of the year like we've had just gone, the markets close out strong. Okay, so come December 31st, we will be in a good position. Okay, there's no doubt about that. Now, the whole point is what's the path, all right? How do we arrive there? Well, we either arrive there in 2 ways. Let me show you guys something. And there's literally no other alternative. Nothing else is going to happen. We either shoot higher, so that is corporate earnings are good, markets move higher, maybe you get a bit of a kind of profit taken, and then we go ahead and break a new high, make a new high, so crossing above 20,700. Or we have option 2, you get a bit of a sell-off, earnings are a bit wobbly, a bit shaky, we get that recovery, so that is a fake break scenario, and then we move higher. That's it. Literally it. Those are the 2 scenarios that are going to play out. The earnings is going to govern which path we take. So the earnings is going to determine whether we move higher first or whether we move lower first. And these are the 2 situations that you want to be taking advantage of, right? Just these 2 setups. That's it. Just remember these 2, screenshot it, take a picture of it, whatever the case is. Because if we go higher, we have gone higher to go higher, even higher. If we go lower, we've gone lower to go temporarily lower to go higher. Okay, low to high to high, low to high. Simple as, easy. Hopefully this guy isn't too complicated for any of you guys. It shouldn't be. I always say to you guys, you want to keep it as simple as possible. Okay, you want to keep the markets, you want to keep your market activity as simple as possible. That reminds me, actually, in the comment section, I had someone say I look like that guy from Snowfall or Snowflake. I think his name is Samson Idris, if I'm not mistaken. That's surprising because normally people say I look like a George Clooney. Some even say like a Tom Cruise. But I just can't understand why I would look like Samson Idris. So someone needs to explain that one to me. So we either go higher to go higher or lower to go higher. Those are the 2 scenarios that are going to take place. Now, you could simply, easily take advantage of that with a name like a TQQQ. So this is a little bit more advanced, right? Now we're getting into, okay, it's not advanced, but it's a little bit more detailed. It's now we're getting into which asset would you use to take advantage of that. So again, those are your two levels. It's very clear, it's very clean. Myself and the guys over the Patreon will most definitely be taking advantage of these two scenarios that I've just explained to you, either through the TQQQ or a couple other names, but we will definitely be taking advantage of this. So if there's any members who are in the Patreon who are watching this, we will be taking advantage of what I've just explained using an asset like a TQQQ. There are several others that we will be taking advantage of, but one of those is a TQQQ. A name like an NVIDIA is also one that you could take advantage of what I've just told you, okay? Now, with NVIDIA, we shouldn't expect this to drop below that 138, okay? So if we get a move into 138, you're likely to see a push higher, okay? Likely to see a push higher. I don't like this as much as TQQQ, but this is an option. As a matter of fact, last time I mentioned this, I did say if you get a drop into 138, you are going to get a retest of that 143. So scrap that. You guys don't really need to be using NVIDIA, okay? As a matter of fact, I kind of avoid this one because I just remembered that the guidance that I gave you guys in the last video already played out. That's the thing with the markets. If what I'm telling you plays out already, you don't want to keep trying to recycle the same thing. Okay? What you want to do is you want to take your profits and you kind of want to move to the next opportunity. You want to get set up for the next one. So I would just leave NVIDIA as is. Okay, TQQQ is definitely a good setup, but I will tell you the best mega cap name in terms of a rise is going to be Microsoft. If we get a good earnings print, because that they are releasing their earnings next week, if we get a push higher above this 432 level, you're going to see this thing move much higher towards that 440 and then move again higher towards that 450 this year. So again, that in the stock market terms, remember guys, we're better than this, okay? We're better than this trading a single stock kind of nonsense. That's a 3% move, 4% move, 5% move in the stock market. We flip that over to the options market, we're talking 100%, okay? You're better than just trading individual stocks. There's much bigger returns for you in the options market. And that's why I want you guys to be taking advantage of it, okay? More and more people need to be taking advantage of what the options market is giving you. These 75 to 100% returns, when you compound them, they are no joke, honestly. So I do like a name like a Microsoft. Let me quickly touch on Bitcoin, because what Bitcoin is doing is interesting. What Bitcoin looks like it's doing is it's forming a base, okay, around this $67,000 to $68,000 level. The expectation still is that this thing moves higher and breaks through that $70,000 level of resistance. That was $69,000 level of resistance, moving back into that 70,000 territory. And remember, this thing can move fast and it can move big very quickly, and catch you off guard. 1 day, 2 days, thing could be up 6 to 10%. So this is one to keep an eye out on, okay? I do expect this to be making a move higher. And this is something I mentioned months and months ago, and it's starting to materialize, okay? It's starting to play out. So again, this is one that will be delivering some phenomenal profits as we continue to the end of the year. I'm talking about profits till we continue to the end of the year. I did share with you guys earlier the closed out trade myself and the members over the Patreon did exceptionally well on. Now, this is the same type of energy we're going to be carrying on through the month of November, through the month of December. There is some phenomenal opportunities out there in the markets. I told you guys a couple of them. Okay, there are plenty more that exist out there in the markets. You want to be making sure you're taking advantage of them. As I said, we are taking the same energy right through till December 31st. So make sure you are inside there, getting that real-time information, getting that knowledge that I do give the guys, because they are taking humongous advantage of it, right? Guys are making hundreds on these trades. Guys are making thousands on these trades. All of you guys deserve those types of returns. All it just takes is a little bit of action on your side, okay? A little bit of understanding, and you're going to be able to easily churn out these types of returns, 50, 75, 100% returns. And when you compound them over time, it is a astronomical amount that you guys will be making from the markets. All right. Remember, it's the options market here. We don't do any of that single stock nonsense. It's the options market where you're going to get these humongous returns. Okay. So guys, that's the video for today. I'll catch you guys next time.